broadcast for shooters, hunters, and gun enthusiasts. This is the Firearms Radio Network. The bandwidth for this edition of Gun Guy Radio is supplied by LA Police Gear, lapolicegear.com.
Welcome to episode 117 of Gun Guy Radio. This is a podcast that shines a positive light on the firearms lifestyle. I'm your host, Jake Challand, and this is your weekly dose of positive firearms talk without the politics. And this week we have a great show lined up for you, fresh back from the NRA Show, which is actually still going on. I'm recording this on Saturday the 26th. Hank, Mike, and my photographer buddy Nick and I drove out there Friday morning. Hank is there today, but Nick and Mike and I drove back Friday night. We could only do a one-day trip, but it was an awesome trip to the 143rd NRA annual meetings, and lots of fun stuff we saw, lots of cool people, lots of friends we got to see again, so good stuff all around. So just a few announcements before we get to the main topic. We're looking for gun and gear reviewers for the Firearms Insiders. And if you don't know what Firearms Insider is, that's our gun and gear review site, blog. Gun and gear review podcast is over there. Firearms Insider podcast is over there. So we're looking for people that like to talk about their gear and guns and review it. So shoot me an email, jake@firearmsradio.tv. We're also almost to the end of the Great Bond Arms giveaway here on Gun Guy Radio. That's right, we're giving away a Bond Arms backup in 45 ACP. The Bond Arms backup we're giving away May the 4th. So all reviews must be submitted by April 30th. So you can submit your reviews by going to firearmsinsider.tv/submit. And you fill out a form to fill out your review. Take 15-20 minutes maybe to fill that out, and then you get an entry for every time you review something. So shoot on over there, firearmsinsider.tv/submit, and get in your entry for the Bond Arms backup in 45 ACP. And now you can contribute to Gun Guy Radio and the Firearms Radio Network by shopping Amazon. I know you're already shopping Amazon, but you can contribute by shopping our affiliate link now. So please go to firearmsradio.tv/Amazon or click any of the Amazon banners on our websites before you shop. Well, enough of that. So let's get into the main topic. So for this episode, I'm going to talk about a few impressions of some of the new guns or newer guns that I saw for the first time, held for the first time at the NRA Show. And also I have like 5 or 6 kind of man on the street style little interview segments, kind of gives you a feel for the atmosphere there at the NRA Show. If you've never gone before, it's a great time. Just to really, you need to put it on your list if it ever comes to a city near you. Next year, it's in Nashville, Tennessee, and I haven't yet heard where it's going to be in 2016, but it moves around, so that's the nice thing about it. It can show up within just a few hour drive of you sometime in the near future. So, well, without any further ado, let's listen in to some of the thoughts coming from the show floor of the 2014 NRA Show.
So, welcome. So we're in Indy for the NRA Show. Hancock, what are your first impressions?
It's crowded.
How was parking?
It's horrible, putting it mildly. But I got a spot. So
we let our driver do that. driver parts for us.
So we're here with Troy Clopton of God and Guns podcast. Hey, Troy.
Hey, how's it going?
So, is this your first NRA show?
No, this is 15th, 16th, something like that.
Oh, you're a diehard.
Yeah. I'm a benefactor member.
Benefactor, nice.
Been paying my dues for a long time here.
So, first time in Indy?
Yeah, first time Indy NRA, yeah.
All right, first impressions of Indy 2014?
Lots of walking, lots of congestion, lots of slower, older people.
Is that different from last year?
Yeah, Houston was a lot younger crowd. Maybe tomorrow will be younger, but today it's like Sunday afternoon, man. It's like Sunday afternoon drivers around here.
What are you looking to see today?
Everything new. I saw most of the stuff is shot, but just want to get a little closer look at a couple things and get some more information on a few other things to pass along.
What's your next gun purchase?
Oh, gosh. I've been looking at Smith & Wesson M&P Pro for maybe like a 3-gun, and I've also been looking at Para Ordnance, the 1445, maybe going that way. So that's what I'm going to be looking at a little bit today, comparing the two, see which one's going to be more of my fit. I've not held the M&P Pro. That sounds sad, but after Smith & Wesson sort of messed over the civilian gun owners back with the Clinton era, I had a bad taste in my mouth for many, many years. I think they finally paid their dues back, so I might go back and look at them again.
Here with Eva Roy at the NRA Show in Indy. Hey, Gene.
How you doing?
So, first time in Indy?
I believe this is my first time in Indy.
Okay. So, first impressions of NRA 2014?
It's a huge crowd. You can't even get down the aisles. It's horrible.
So, just come here looking for something in particular?
I help in the Henry booth a little bit, and Action Target and Cimarron, and always looking for new things. And so I'm just kind of cruising around a little bit.
So what's on your to-buy list? What's your next gun?
Actually, I hate to admit it, but I actually don't need any more guns. I'm looking for ammo as much as anything. But I've been looking at 6.5 Grendel stuff over here at Alexander, and I've been over at the Ruger booth and talking to them, and all the people I normally work with a little bit. So just kind of looking, really.
You see anything that surprised you?
I think the crowd really, this is Friday morning, and I never expected the crowds to be this big. Weekends, sure. But we literally couldn't walk down the aisles this morning. It's just been very, very busy.
Well, we'll have to get you back on This Week in Guns sometime soon.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks, Gene.
You bet.
All right. Here with Peter Palma at the 2014 NRA Show in Indy. Hey, Peter.
Yo, what's going on?
So, first time in Indy?
This is my first time in Indy and the first time in any NRA show.
First time any NRA show. What do you think?
Yeah, it's huge, but they say that SHOT Show is even bigger, so I'm good thing I didn't go there first.
That's an understatement. So, what do you think so far?
Oh, it's great. I like to see all the booths and everybody's stuff that's out there, and some of the newer things I didn't even know existed, and I'll pretty much run around hoarding myself out. So,
right, you're running around with the MS Clean kits, so yeah.
Yeah, totally. It seems to be well received for the most part. I'm pleasantly surprised on how it went, and and I've seen some other companies that I want some stuff from too now too. So as soon as we make some money, then I can start buying some stuff from them.
So yeah, most people when they come to a show pitching their product, they dress up maybe a suit. But describe what you're wearing today.
Yeah, I was it was hard for me to decide before I left my house. I'm like, do I want to get with everybody? And wear this standard polo, or do I want to just go keep it real? So I keep it real. So I have a baby unicorn in a backpack with kittens and butterflies around it. I had to do it. I had no choice.
Nice. So, next gun purchase?
Next gun, definitely something from FN.
Here with Robbie at the NRA,
Take two.
Here with Robbie at the NRA convention in Indy. Hey, Robbie.
Hey, how's it going?
So, is this first time at the NRA convention?
First time. First big gun convention for me.
So, first impressions?
Awesome. Just the people and the atmosphere, you couldn't ask for more.
So, anything surprise you?
You're taller in person.
So, coolest new gadget or gun you've seen?
Actually, I just seen Peter, and I'm pretty impressed with that MS Clean kit. I can't wait to get my hands on one.
Very cool. So, next gun you're going to purchase yourself?
I'm looking at an M&P Pro with night sights.
Very cool. Good choice. Well, enjoy the rest of the show.
All right, thanks.
Here with Max Michelle at Sig Sauer at the NRA 2014 in Indy. Hey, Max.
Good. How's it going?
So, first time in Indy?
Yeah, actually it is. You know, I travel a lot for work, and the things I do for work doesn't typically bring me to Indianapolis, but I'm here, and it's a cool city. Yeah, first time here.
So, first impressions of this year's NRA show?
Crazy. First impression, I mean, I can't believe it. You know, it's a Friday, even Friday morning. I mean, the show opened up a little bit early, and just that initial impression is it's going to be a really good weekend. Lots of folks here, lots of good people, too. You know, and that from time to time you get bum rushed with, hey, what's wrong with this product, or when's this going to ship? But these guys are just great gun enthusiasts, and it's good to speak with them.
See anything that surprised you so far this year?
Well, I haven't got out of the SIG booth yet, so but the stuff that surprised me that SIG does is just it's continuing to grow. I mean, this company's amazing. I mean, the launch right at this show is the 6 Hour ammo, and from some of the numbers I've heard and how much ammo we're producing now already as an early company, as a beginner, I guess you can call it ammo company, is just unbelievable. So it doesn't surprise me to see SIG continue to do stuff, but it's just always really cool to see what they come up with next.
Absolutely. It surprised me to see the new ammo. Yeah. Pretty exciting. So next new gun purchase for yourself?
Well, I'm a SIG guy, so I better say a SIG gun, right? The one that caught my eye here was the 1911 nickel. I love 1911s. I'm a 1911 guy. I love our classic line stuff too, but born and raised on the 1911, and that's kind of where my heart is. And that 1911 nickel is really cool with the light rail and just the finish that's on it. Just a pretty cool gun, so that's going to be the next one for me.
So what are you up to in the 6 Hour booth? What are you doing this weekend? Yeah,
I'm doing 3 demos a day. In the morning, one in the middle of the day, and one at the end of the day. So, and that's kind of my job. I'm just a floater. I float around and talk to the folks, and if they got any issues, I can help them out with competitive shooting or any grip stance questions, things like that. And then, of course, in my demos, I help out, kind of give a little quick bio about myself and talk about how what I do is applicable to the real world. And I give them at least 2 to 3, sometimes 4 different topics that they can work on and take with them. And then I have a little fun and do some speed shooting stuff as well.
Well, very cool. Thanks so much, Max.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right. Like I said, we got to see a lot of cool people again, got to talk to a lot of great people that we haven't seen in a while. A lot of fun. Wish I could have been there all 3 days. But yeah, it was a blast going out there. Whirlwind tour of NRA Show one day. You know, when you have just a day instead of the normal 3 days to accomplish something, you can accomplish a lot in just one day. You can really prioritize and really I got pretty much everything off of my to-do list, and it was a lot of fun, pretty cool day, in itself. So now for some impressions of firearms that I saw and held for the first time. So I had some people request that I check these out. So one of them is the Beretta Pico, P-I-C-O, Beretta Pico. It's their new tiny 380. And I have some pictures. I posted one on Facebook of just how small it is. It completely fits inside my hand. Laying my hand flat, it completely fits inside my hand. Because it's tiny. It's only 4 inches in height and only 5.1 inches long. And I have another photo that of my finger indexed along the slide. Excuse me. So with my finger indexed along the slide, my fingertip comes to the very end of the barrel. So someone with bigger hands than me, having their finger indexed like that, would come past the end of the muzzle. It's that tiny. So it's a 380, 6+1 capacity, double action only. It's only 0.725 inches in width. I already said the height was 4 inches and length is 5 inches. It's only 11.5 ounces unloaded. So this is a tiny low gun. I got to think, shooting even 380, regular rounds, God forbid, shoot 380 plus P out of this thing. It's gonna hurt because there's hardly anything to hold on to. I don't know. I guess there's a target market for this. The Beretta Pico. Beretta's website is not the best, so I couldn't really find a MSRP on it or anything like that. But it might be something to look into if you're looking for this ultra small carry gun that is gonna probably hurt a lot when you shoot it. And also checked out the Walther CCP. Now, from what I'm seeing, I think the Walther CCP is something that they're trying to compete with maybe the LC9, because that's about the size it is. So it's a 9mm single stack, and it's 8+1 capacity, single action trigger of 5.5 pounds. So it does have a manual safety on it, which I'm not too crazy about that. Has a 1913 Picatinny rail on it, so the mill standard rail, which might be a real plus for some people. Some people might be looking for that small single stack 9 that also has a rail option. This gun, picking this gun up immediately, me and Nick, my cameraman, he said the same thing. It feels really good instantly. As soon as you pick it up, it feels really good in the hand. It fits good. All these new Walthers, they have the other new ones as well. The PPQ is the same way. You pick it up, and even the PPX, you pick these up, and ergonomically, is that a word? They feel very good. But the one thing that totally turned me off about the Walther CP is that the magazine release is really hard to hit. I don't know if it's just because I have bigger hands than average, but it's really awkward. So a lot of Walthers have I don't know what you call it, but it's a Walther style magazine release where it's actually a lever on the bottom of the trigger guard that you push down. If you've ever shot a Walther P22, it's the same lever. It's kind of you just kind of push down on the bottom of the trigger guard, and it's ambidextrous. It's on both sides generally, and it works fairly well with the Walther P22. Me having such big hands, I accidentally hit it sometimes, but some people like the magazine release, but it seems like Walther is steering away from it. With the PPQ, they went to the button style, the classic style. The PPX the same way, and those I never noticed having difficulty releasing the magazine. But for some reason, with their new CCP, that magazine release is really hard to push in far enough to get it to actually release. And it's not ambidextrous. It's one side only. It looks like you can hit it from the right side, but you can't. But apparently you can take it apart and swap it. I couldn't see buying it unless they make that button stick out farther. Because I had to actually change my grip to hit it reliably enough to get to release a magazine. And the magazines are kind of hanging up a little bit too. I don't know what the deal was really with that. It does have a really good feel to it. So, maybe, I encourage you to pick it up, try it out at the gun store, see if that magazine, let me know if anyone else has problems with that magazine release. It could just be me. It could just be these NRA Show versions. Other than that, it was very, it was something that, these Walthers are something that I could see buying. Now, it also has a soft coil gas delayed blowback system. I'm going to read from their website how they describe it. They say the blowback system uses gas pressure from the ignited cartridge by directing it through a small port in the barrel in the front of the chamber to slow down and delay the rearward motion of the slide. This is accomplished by means of a piston contained inside of a cylinder located under the barrel that opposes the rearward motion of the slide until the gas pressure has declined after the bullet has left the barrel. This allows the slide to end its rearward motion, opening the breech and ejecting the empty cartridge case. So it's got the soft coil gas delayed blowback system, which I would be really interested to shoot this, maybe alongside the Ruger SR9 to kind of compare the two. So maybe look for that in the future. Let's see here. So the Diamondback 9mm is the other new gun that I've been interested in. It's brand new. Diamondback, as you know, is a company. I think they're based out of Florida, if I remember right, but they're owned by Taurus. Taurus owns them. They share actually the back end of the Taurus booth at the NRA Show and the SHOT Show, and it's a full size 9mm. And it's very Glock-like. It almost feels like some of the new Walther, like the PPQ, almost kind of has that kind of grip feel to it. But the top end is definitely Glock-like, definitely a Glock, not clone, but wannabe. I mean, it has the same Glock slide takedown lever. The back plate, I mean, even kind of looking under the back of the slide when you have it pulled back, looks a lot like a Glock. Internally, I have no idea. It's maybe completely different. So it has a little bit longer barrel and sight radius than a lot of entry level full size pistols. So it has a 4.75 inch chrome moly barrel. And it says, their website says that it provides a 6.25 inch sight radius, and they tout that it's adding the overall accuracy to the pistol during practice and competition. It also has the Picatinny rail. Oh, that's something I didn't mention about the Walther CCP, or maybe I did, but it has a Picatinny rail. Anyways, back to the Diamondback. It has a 5.5 pound trigger pull, so it felt pretty good in the hand playing around with it. One thing I noticed right away was it has some aggressive slide serrations, and they're almost sharp. They have very sharp cut edges, and I could see, if you're running that pistol very fast, you could definitely take some skin off. And the other thing, I ran into listener and a new contributor to the Firearms Insider, Jeremy, and he said that he actually already picked one of these up. He says it's waiting for him at the FFL, but he said it only ships with one magazine, and so that's a little disconcerting, is that it only comes with one magazine. But other than that, I think, if they can keep this, maybe $75-$100 cheaper than a Glock, they might have a good product here. I mean, if it runs good, if it runs reliably and everything, I could see this being a good competitor for maybe an entry level Glock-like gun. So I'm very, very interested to see how Diamondback has handled the creation of their first full size duty weapon, I guess you might call it, because they're known for their tiny little single stack 9mm and 380s and stuff, but this is their first leap into the full-size duty weapon category. So very interested to see reviews coming out on these and see what people think about them. And as always, any of these guns I just talked about, the Pico, the CCP, or the Diamondback, shoot me an email at jake@firearmsradio.tv if you have any experience with these. I'm really curious what you guys think, because unfortunately I can't shoot all these new guns, but I know collectively we can share experiences, and maybe you'd even like to write a review for the Firearms Insider. So shoot me an email if you're interested in that. Some other new things I saw or heard about. I was talking to the company. I think it was director of sales for SCCY. think his name was Bo, and talking to him and asking him what was on the horizon for the future of SCCY. And he says they're working on a new 380, and they're also working on a 45 single stack 45 ACP. I'm guessing that's going to be something similar to the Springfield XDS, which would be pretty cool because, the biggest downside to the Springfield XDSs that I see is that they're so dang expensive. They seem to be running $100 more than what they're worth, in my opinion. If they dropped the price $100 on those, they'd be more competitive with Smith & Wesson's Shield and some of the other single stack polymer guns out there. So if SCCY comes out with one, that would be that could be a game changer in that market, because right now they're known for their CPX2 pistols, which I actually bought one and I like it. It's a Glock like. It's about like a baby Glock, maybe a G26. It's a double stack 9mm. From what my experience with it, it functions reliably. It points and shoots well. It's accurate, very accurate for a small gun. So if SCCY, or some people say it's Sky, if they can bring maybe a little smaller 380, and then later on the 45 single stack, I think they could really change the market with their, mainly because they're their budget price points. Because I've seen, I think I paid about $260, $270 for my CPX2, but I've seen them for as low as $230, maybe even a little less than that. I saw them at a local farm store of all places for like $230, and you really can't beat that, because that's like 2 Glock G26s you could buy, and you get I think you get the same reliability, the same value. I don't really see too much of a difference. The only downside I see on my CCY is that the magazines can kind of pinch you because of there's a little bit of extra, slop in the bottom of the magazine foot plate or whatever, base plate, where it comes together to the frame. It's might be a little sloppy there on some of the base plates, but other than that, I really didn't have too much of an issue with it. But it's also $200 less than a Glock 26. So, let's see here. What else? Oh, the other thing the SCCY rep said was that they're running round the clock now, three shifts, 24/7. So they're pumping these things out like mad. So I would highly encourage you, if you're looking for a Glock 26 alternative, to check out the SCCY CPX2. But there was really not that many new guns this year at the NRA show. So, and there really never is, I guess. It's really SHOT Show when the new stuff comes out. But I was happy to get to see these guns, play with them a little bit, talk about them, and talk to a lot of people about a lot of stuff, and just it's all kind of a jumbled up mess in my head right now, because we were just running through there in one day, and made a lot of great new contacts. I'll be having a lot of new interviews for Gun Guy Radio. Very excited to have a great reception. A lot of people want to come on the show, a lot of industry leaders. So, can't wait to line those up and share them with you guys. So, got to talk with Rob from Cabot Guns, and Rob was on Handgun Radio a while back. Just an awesome interview, and got to see in person the Damascus 1911 that Cabot made. He said they burned through like seven machines or something, cutting that slide for that Damascus, real Damascus 1911. Beautiful gun. Cabots are definitely on my long term, when I'm a millionaire but definitely on that long-term to buy list. They're such beautiful guns. And Rob's just a great guy. It's really cool seeing them cater to that niche high-end market. There's really not that many people doing that. We talked to Jesse James a few weeks ago, and he's doing that as well. But there's really not, that many people targeting that real high-end and not really even collectors, but just the real high-end enthusiasts that just want something that you can't buy anywhere else. I mean, there's definitely a market for every price point in the firearms industry, and I think that's really a good thing for the industry overall, that there's a market for every price point, even the real high-end price points. So cool stuff. Stopped by Cold Steel, and played with some of their samurai swords, some of their they were all dressed up as pirates, so that was a little bit creepy, but I guess it was for Talk Like a Pirate Day or something. They were dressed up as pirates. I was pulling out these samurai swords they had on this wall. I'm like, whoa, these are all sharp. They were all razor sharp. I was expecting them to be like filed down so that they don't have any liability issues for the NRA show, but nope. They were all sharp. You could probably lose some fingers on them, but it was pretty cool to play with those. And I've been catching up on I guess it's the second or third season. I don't even know. I'm watching on Netflix, catching up on The Walking Dead, and the one lady has a samurai sword, so kind of digging that style. So maybe I'll put that in my long-term to buy list as well. But very cool stuff. Yeah, overall, I had a blast at this year's NRA show. Lots of cool stuff. Lots of cool people. Really fun running into fans. Still, it freaks me out that fans recognize me. But it's an honor to meet you guys in person. Very cool stuff. So again, if you ever get a chance to go to the NRA show, take it. I mean, you won't be disappointed for sure. Well, LA Police Gear helps make this episode of Gun Guy Radio possible. That's right, LA Police Gear, the same company that makes the LAPG Black Operator gloves. So they're compatible with whatever smartphone, tablet you might be using on the range, which is pretty cool. And they're also breathable. They're lightweight, breathable. So they're very flexible. It allows you to retain your fine motor dexterity, I guess you might say. And they also have a moisture wicking fabric on them as well. So, and they're 100% machine washable, which is really good because I've had gloves before that, you wash them and then they start to come apart almost. They start to unravel kind of. But you can throw these in the washer. And like I said last week, they come in a large variety of sizes, small all the way up to 2XL, which is very, very good. And LA Police Gear has a free standard shipping on orders $89 or more. They also have the 365-day return policy, so you really can't beat that. And we were rocking our LA Police Gear backpacks at the NRA show, so they make some awesome tactical, practical backpacks. I was gonna look them up here because they are very affordable. The backpacks, they are. I think they call them the 3-day backpack. Yeah, they're only $32 right now. I mean, you can't beat that. Or they're $29.99, and they come in various colors: black, coyote, OD green, foliage. Really cool bags, high quality. So check them out. Can't say enough about these. Links in the show notes for you to check out. And Duluth Trading Company is also making this episode of Gun Guy Radio possible. Duluth, I told you they sent me some new stuff. They sent some shoes. That's right. Duluth even carries footwear. So they carry boots and shoes. And I picked up the Wild Boar oil-lined lace-ups. That's right. Wild Boar oiled leather lace-ups. Did I say lined? Oil-lined. Leather lace-ups. So they're nice, comfortable, practical shoes. They also meet ISO anti-slip standards for, like, if you're stepping on water and oil settings, like in a shop or garage. They have a Drylex lining, which wicks moisture away. They have a molded EVA insole, a non-marking sole, naturally water-resistant oiled leather upper, and removable insole. Really, really comfortable work shoes. Really, or even everyday, maybe business type. I don't know, my style of business type casual. You might say my Duluth style. But I've been wearing these every day. You can get them in medium or wide width, which is good because I'm a wide width. And then I think I'm a size 12. And they go all the way up to size 14, which is good for bigger guys out there. And they're also affordable. They're $79.50 right now, and that looks like their regular price. So I've been very happy with these men's Wild Boar leather lace-ups. They're high-quality shoe. They look really great. Really good-looking shoe. Can't complain about them at all. I wore them. I walked like 11,000 steps yesterday, like almost 5 miles. If you can walk that much in these shoes, and they're not, they're probably getting to the point where they're almost all the way broken in, but they're not even all the way broken in yet. And I was able to walk that much, and they didn't bother me any more than my favorite pair of tennis shoes, which have now been retired. So these are I guess you could say, my new favorite pair of tennis shoes, because I have kind of a foot problem, and a lot of shoes I can't wear because my feet hurt. I used to wear like Adidas tennis shoes and stuff, like my early 20s and like through school and stuff. And those shoes are like $60, $80, real cheap. But I can't wear those anymore. They just hurt my feet like crazy. So I was very, because there's very few shoes that I can wear that don't have enough arch support. But these men's Wild Boar shoes, right out of the box, they were good to go. So I was a little bit worried about that, but I'm really pleasantly surprised. So check them out. I have a direct link in the show notes. And thank you to Duluth Trading for sponsoring this episode. Welcome back to the Brownells Product Spotlight on Gun Guy Radio, and we have Brownells Category Manager Paul Levy on the line. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Jake. How's it going?
It's going great. So we're talking about AR-15 magazines this week.
Yeah, it's some little magazines this week. We got 5 and 10 rounders now. This little guy here is the 5. We came out with these for various restrictions, mainly for hunting, and then also some restrictions in states that have been around for a while and some that have cropped up here as of late. And they're both about the size of a 20-rounder. This here's the 5. The 10-round has a little longer or larger aluminum portion, but they're both about the same dimensions as a standard 20-round mag. Our 20-round mag, which is like the GI-style issued magazine. So it fits in those pouches. It has a size and shape you're familiar with. But the nice thing about the 5s and the 10s is they don't fit just flush into the mag well. So you can actually, with this extension, you can actually grasp something and remove it from the rifle or insert it and still have something to hold on to. But it also doesn't protrude so far that it's unwieldy when you're shooting prone or something like that.
Right, and it obviously, to the visual appearance of it, it makes it obvious that it is a limited round mag. Because,
sure.
Because you can actually make a 30 rounder only hold 5 or 10, but the way I like what you guys did there, where you can just glance at it and you know what it is.
Mm-hmm. And that is a requirement for some states that the magazine cannot be modified past its past the law's capacity. So for the 5, we don't want to have people getting in trouble when they're out hunting.
Sure.
For the 10 rounders. So really with this base plate, you'll see how it's recessed with the waffle pattern. Even if you cut that out, you obviously can't have the follower go lower than that. It's just not physically possible. So that was something we definitely had in mind when we designed these. But the top portion is the same aluminum as our GI magazines, the 30s and the 20s. So they're hardened, go through the same heat treatment as those magazines. And then they have the dry film finish applied to them as well. We did modify some things like the spot welds. Those are moved to obviously fit this magazine and to improve strength with this shorter design. Then also the follower is very similar to the 20-round magazine. And then the big redesign was, of course, the floor plate. I'm going to take that apart real quick so you can see actually how it functions. This is the neat thing about it, is ensuring that...
Can you hold that up a little higher?
Yeah. So let me see if how you disassemble. There's a hole here in the bottom, and this you'll insert a tool up through the bottom here to release the tab, which I got there. You see how it slides off like that?
Yeah.
We'll see if I can shoot a spring across the room here. So the base plate will slide off the bottom, and that's all that is right there. That's a piece of polymer. So you can slam this around, drop the magazines. You don't have to worry about breaking anything. And then I'm going to take out the...
now, is that plastic piece, is that the same on both the 5 and the 10?
Yes, it is. So that's the same dimensions. What's different is the length of the aluminum body, which I have right here.
Okay.
So this will differ on the 5s and the 10s. So there's your aluminum body. Has the same tabs like the 20s and the 30s do. Again, same geometry on the top, so you get the same reliability as the 30s and 20s. And then what we have here is the short little spring, which actually gets compressed quite a good amount. So you get plenty of strength in that spring. A common problem with 5 and 10s with a short spring is the last few rounds, there's not much tension pushing them up. They're not that reliable. So with this, you'll see it's a tilting follower, which is okay with the magazine this short. And then here's the base plate that this attaches into and locks into the floor plate. One thing I'll point out here, if I can remove the spring from the follower. Didn't think about having to do this on camera. But once that's removed, I'll show you how you'll see how it kind of cradles into the floor plate there. You see those 2 recesses here and there, and then the leg?
Sure, yeah.
It'll go right in there. So that limits your capacity right there. So it can't go further than that.
Right.
With that, if you try to modify it, the magazine's not going to function, and there's no more room to put in an extra round. So
right.
That was our big design consideration. I am not going to assemble this again on camera because I'll just embarrass myself.
I got my stopwatch here. Come on.
but that's the 5-rounder, and the 10-rounder disassembles just like that. Again, the portion.
No, I'm assuming the 5 and 10 rounders use different springs.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
They require a different length spring. And this obviously is not compatible with the 20 or 30 round springs. Those are both different lengths.
Right. So these are also compatible with some other rounds other than 223, right?
Yeah, sure. So if you got a 300 blackout, that's the common one we're seeing people use. It's compatible with that. 204, it'll function with that. Of course, 223 and 556. And there's probably some other wonder cartridges that I'm not thinking of right now, but there's the 300 blackout is the big one that we get, and 300 blackout does function just fine with all of our magazines. We double checked with AAC on that one, and it functions just fine in GI mags.
So I got to ask you, Brownells, you guys are famous for your 100% satisfaction lifetime returns. So if I buy one of these and I wear out the spring, can I send it back?
Sure. When you wear out the spring after reloading 5 rounds several thousand times, just send it back. It's 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you're not satisfied in any way whatsoever, just send it back. Whether that's tomorrow or 10 years from now, we don't care. Send it back. We'll get you taken care of. We'll get your money back. We'll send you another product, whatever we need to do. Yep.
Very cool. Good to hear. So I'll have direct links to this below the YouTube video or in the show notes here for this episode of Gun Guy Radio. So, well, thank you so much, Paul. I can't wait to see what you have in store for us next week, and hopefully you get that mag put back together by then.
It's not difficult. I'll mess it up on camera, I'm sure.
All right. Well, we'll see you then.
All right. See you then.
Well, and we're to the Brown Nose giveaway. That's right, the Brown Nose giveaway, where we're giving away M16 bolt carrier groups. That's why, right, we're giving away one a week for lucky winners for the month of, what month is this? April? Yeah, month of April. And you enter by subscribing to our email newsletter list. That's right. Go to gunguyradio.com/winner. gunguyradio.com/winner, and you'll be entered for life. That's right. So get in your entry in if you're not already subscribed to win the Brownells M16 bolt carrier group, and maybe make another excuse to build another rifle. You're like, honey, darn it, I have this bolt carrier group lying around. It can't just lie here. I have to build a rifle around it. So gunguyradio.com/winner. Well, and don't forget to leave us an iTunes review. It helps other people find the show. gunguyradio.com/iTunes. And also like to thank Ryan Cross for sponsoring this episode, hunterofdesign.com. He does awesome graphic design work. He even builds websites. You can check out his portfolio at hunterofdesign.com if you need any graphics artwork. Well, and that wraps up this episode. You can share feedback by commenting on the bottom of the show notes for episode 117. And you can always find our episodes at gunguyradio.com/117. That's right, / the episode number will get you to that episode show notes. You can find links to everything I talked about today, all those new guns I talked about. You can find links to them. So yeah, check it out. And remember, join the NRA and the Second Amendment Foundation. I'm members of both of them, and they fight for our rights on the political and legal fronts. So they do things that we cannot do individually. So really appreciate those guys. And don't forget to shop Brownells using our affiliate link, gunguyradio.com/satisfaction. And you can also contribute to the show by shopping Amazon. That's right, I know all you guys and gals shop Amazon, or you know someone that does. So please click on one of the banners before shopping, firearmsradio.tv/Amazon. That URL will also get you there. And remember, don't forget to check out all the other awesome shows on the Firearms Radio Network. Listen for free. That's right, they're all free. Firearmsradio.tv/iTunes. Don't forget to check out the AR-15 podcast. That's right, they just interviewed Joshua, the CEO of Silencer Co. Another awesome interview. And if you missed it, they also interviewed Marty of Daniel Defense. So check those guys out. Keep an eye on Daniel Defense. I was talking to those guys this week as well, and they have some cool stuff just around the corner. Some other companies have some cool stuff that they're launching summer or SHOT Show 2015. So there's some good stuff on the horizon. I just thought, it's all secret squirrel stuff right now. So keep your eye out. Keep listening to this show. We'll share it with you. Listen to the Gun and Gear Review podcast. Ryan shares a lot of new stuff that's on the market because he's got a whole section of that show dedicated to new guns and gear. So check it out, Gun and Gear Review podcast over at the firearmsinsider.tv. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for going on the Audio Odyssey to the NRA Show and with me here. And hope to see you in person at a future NRA show or SHOT Show. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
This has been a production of the Firearms Radio Network. You can find more information at firearmsradio.tv.